All right, this is an extremely sad story that we're covering today, but necessary. I want to warn you in advance, viewer discretion is advised. If you're a young person, this is not a video for you. If you're under, I would say like 16, you probably shouldn't be watching this video. I love all the young people that watch our Bible teachings on our channel, but there's some things we need to talk about and expose darkness that's just not appropriate for children, so I'll make sure I warn you guys of that. Super sad story. This is Paranormal Investigator, who is basically a handler for this demonic Annabelle doll. And he was found dead in his hotel during a tour of where he was allowing people to handle this demonic doll. And I'll tell you right now, if this doesn't warn you of the dangers of witchcraft and the demonic, I don't know what will. This is absolutely happening. It's real. And people think it's a joke. I have an entire chapter in my book about cursed items. It's biblical. So let's watch this and react. Once again, it's a sad but telling story of the true dangers of witchcraft and the New Age. And if one person turns from all of that because of this video, then it's worth it to me.
Tonight, tragedy at a stop on the nationwide tour of the supposedly possessed Annabelle doll. One of the doll's handlers found dead in his hotel room at the age of 54.
Annabelle's next stop, guys. Augusta, Maine.
Dan Rivera, a lead investigator for the New England Society for Psychic Research, or NESPR, had been exhibiting the Annabelle doll around the country. His colleagues now mourning.
So they are taking this doll all around the country and allowing people to see it. And if you see what this doll's in, it's like a little church house with a cross, like, you know, trying to keep the evil in, not let it out. This is 1000% spiritual. He has no cause of death yet, but if you do not think this is spiritual, there's a spirit of death involved around this doll. Other people have died around this doll, and people just think it's coincidence. It's just random, you know. But it's linked. It's absolutely linked. Like I said, I have an entire chapter in my book, How to Cast Out Demons, about cursed items. I've seen thousands of people delivered of demons, and I've seen demons that are attached to items. And in this case, you open the door, and this type of stuff happens, sadly.
His death, writing, NESPR is devastated by his passing and is still coming to terms with this profound loss.
So sad.
The cause of death not yet revealed by investigators. The county coroner telling NBC that his death was nothing suspicious. Still, the decades of lore surrounding.
Now, one thing I want to mention is nothing suspicious. They don't know the cause of death. They don't know why he died. And it's likely they probably won't find it, because when you have spiritual things going on, you can't explain them in the natural. So someone dies, like, we don't know the cause of death. Well, is it possible that that spirit killed him? Is it possible that demonic spirit, because he gave it access, because he gave it authority in his life, took his life? And guys, there are sicknesses, there are tragic deaths, accidents, traumas that happen as a result of demons. The Bible describes demons as persons without bodies. They're real, they're active, and this is why we warn you guys to stay away from this garbage. Stay away from horror movies, stay away from the occult, stay away from the New Age, stay away from these items, because demons have legal rights to these things.
Surrounding Annabelle, causing a social media craze among those fascinated by the paranormal.
The Annabelle doll's handler, Dan Rivera, just died suddenly during a haunted tour.
Something his friend and fellow paranormal investigator Ryan Buell called out.
Dan Rivera was a human being and not a plot twist.
Annabelle recently made headlines when online rumors spread that the so-called demon doll had gone missing from its display case, usually secured by crosses and holy water.
They secure the case with crosses and holy water. And she's in like a little, well, I say the doll, she is in like a little church building with a cross in front and holy water to make sure she doesn't get out. That's what they're doing. They're protecting her so she doesn't escape. So they know that there's something demonic going on. They know there's something active living, or else why would you put a doll in a little church house and guard it with a cross and holy water? So they're trying to keep this evil in, which, again, wild. But at the same time, this spiritual stuff is real, even they know it. But it gets more interesting. Let's keep watching, and then we're going to look at an article.
The girl that he was with said that he was laughing about the doll when the motorcycle, just like the car, went out of control, hit a tree, and killed him instantly.
Allegedly linked to decades of grisly deaths and paranormal activity.
The Annabelle doll
linked to decades of grisly deaths and paranormal activity. So this doll is linked to case after case after case of people. Like that guy was talking about the doll, and then what, got hit by a motorcycle or crashed, whatever it was. So just keep listening.
It's probably one of the most infamous dolls on the planet.
Tony Spera oversees the Annabelle doll. We spoke to him while the rumors were swirling back in May. He's the protege of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, depicted in the Conjuring movies by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Every family's different.
I think that the movies really made the celebrity, if you will, of the doll flourish. The doll is something to be respected, not revered.
Online, people connected her supposed powers to fires and even recent jailbreaks.
I just want to show you guys that Annabelle is in the Warren's Occult Museum.
And this is the guy that passed away, Dan Rivera. Again, sad.
And it was back in May when Dan Rivera tried to ease fears that the doll had been stolen in a post on TikTok.
Annabelle's not missing. She's not in Chicago.
Spera and his group not connecting Rivera's death to anything paranormal, but previously answering my question.
What do you say to the skeptics here who might not really believe that this doll has anything evil inside of it?
Okay. She's asking him. He's the handler of the doll. So this is a very important point here. This is probably the end of the video. We're going to look at something else. What do you say to skeptics, right? Some of you are skeptics listening, and you're like, Isaiah, it's just a doll. There's nothing supernatural about it. Okay, so she's asking him that. He's like the head of this paranormal investigator thing, which, by the way, I did an interview with a girl who's a paranormal investigator, had a show on, I think, the Travel Channel, and is now saved and leading worship. Go watch that on my channel. Just search Isaiah Saldivar, paranormal investigator. You'll find the interview, but just listen to his response. Okay, the question is, what do you say to people that are skeptical, don't think it's real, there's no evil there? Let's hear his response.
No, in a way, I don't blame people for being skeptical. If people don't know about the demonic, it's very difficult to believe that these things are happening, but they do happen.
The tragic death.
He said, I understand when people would be skeptical. If they don't understand the demonic, they wouldn't think these things are happening, but they are. Now, that interview was before this guy's death. But he said, no, this demonic stuff's happening with this doll. And he's the handler of the doll, or the overseer of the doll.
Death reigniting concern and fascination with the paranormal. As organizers say, the tour, already steeped in superstition, will continue on in Rivera's honor.
We thank you for...
Okay, don't be going to these things, guys. Don't be going to these shows, these paranormal events. I'm telling you right now, you're opening up a door that you cannot close. People call me like, I have demons. I don't know what to do. I involved in the occult. I dealt with people that are opening themselves up to this type of stuff. I'm telling you right now, it's much easier to get a demon in than it is to get a demon out. Do not play with this stuff. Okay, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, but let's read some of this. Haunted doll tour turns tragic as paranormal investigator Dan Rivera dies at 54. 54, okay? Paranormal, Fox News confirmed his passing. First responders attempted CPR, but were unable to revive Rivera, according to reporting from the Evening Sun. The Gettysburg event was the final stop of the quote-unquote Devils on the Run tour, which showcased haunted artifacts from Nesper's collection. Ghostly images of Gettysburg that hosted the stop said in a Facebook post, Dan was a great man and a good friend of ours. He'll be missed by all who knew him. It's just sad. It's just sad. Rivera, U.S. Army veteran. Man, a husband and father of 4. I'm a father of 4. So again, it's so sad to me that this even happened. Was a lead investigator for the Nesper. He appeared on the Travel Channel, Most Haunted Places, and consulted on Netflix 28 Days Haunted. Nesper said his work was driven by a genuine desire to educate, help, and connect with others, calling him a deeply compassionate, loyal, and dedicated friend. And I will say this, a lot of these people in this world, like Angela, a friend of ours we've had on the channel that was teaching the New Age, they don't have evil intentions. A lot of these are kind, nice, compassionate people that get involved in darkness, but their intentions are not evil, but what they're involved in is evil, and they don't realize how evil it is. This is just, that's the bottom line. All right, at the center of Rivera's final tour was Annabelle, the Raggedy Ann doll believed to be demonically possessed. Annabelle inspired the Conjuring series of films beginning in 2013 and became a global horror icon in the process. There she is, warning, positively do not open. There's like a little angel card. There's some holy water. There's a cross there. They're trying to keep the evil in. That's what they're trying to do there. Okay, it talks about 1970, a Connecticut nurse reported that the doll moved on its own, left disturbing notes, and physically attacked her friend. At the time, a psychic claimed the spirit of a 7-year-old child named Annabelle Higgins was inside the doll, but Ed and Lorraine Warren didn't buy it. The Warren seasoned paranormal investigators, the founders of Nesper, concluded the presence wasn't a lost child at all, but a malevolent entity, using the guise of innocent to manipulate and ultimately harm. Look at this. The Warrens, seasoned paranormal investigators and founders of Nesper. This is like this paranormal investigator organization. Look at what they say. Concluded the presence in the doll was not a lost child, but a malevolent entity. A demonic spirit. That's what that word means. Using the guise of innocence to manipulate and ultimately harm. According to their case files, the spirit's activity escalated from movements to disturbing notes, then to physical attacks. The Warrens had the doll removed from their home into their museum. So like, get this doll out of our house. Because people are getting attacked, crazy stuff's happening. It's a demon, guys. It's not that the doll's a demon, but the doll is attracting a demonic spirit. There's a legal right there. Just unreal. Oops, I clicked the wrong screen. Let's keep going. Since the museum closed in 2019, the doll has traveled across the country only under strict Nesper supervision. She's never out of our control, Nesper director Tony Spera told Newsweek back in May. And this is the guy that's her handler. He works for Nesper, or is a part of Nesper. Okay, Rivera cared for Lorraine towards the end of her life, said Paranormal State. When I got clean, Dan believed in me. He wanted me to come back home. He believed in me. Okay. Officials say Rivera's death is not considered suspicious. The Adams coroner was confirmed there's no signs of foul play, and autopsy will happen. So they'll try to autopsy and see what will happen. The tour will continue. So he's dead. He dies from this whole thing. And now they're saying the tour is going to continue, which is unbelievably just crazy. Like, you're going to keep the tour going. This guy died handling this demonic doll, and there's no cause. It's just the fact that makes this even worse is there is no cause of death. It's not like they get, he had a heart attack, he had this, which still I would still say is demonic. And this, not saying the doll caused it, but the demonic spirit involved with this doll, the spirit of death caused it. There is no cause, which is more alarming. So I'm not some conspiracy theorist person at all. If you follow my channel, you know that. But I am someone that's spiritual, and I know about the demonic realm, and I know about the spiritual realm and angels and demons. And I'm telling you right now, this is demonic. Do not dabble in this stuff. Let this video be a warning. Is it heartbreaking? Yes. Is it sad this guy's dead? Absolutely. My heart breaks for his family and his friends. 4 children, that's so sad. But let it be a warning for everybody. Stop the tour. Stop the tour. Get rid of this doll, throw this doll in the fire, burn this doll, and stop continuing to allow these demonic spirits to attack and infiltrate people's lives. Real stuff, guys. The Bible says in Ephesians 6, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness, heavenly places, against demons. That's what Paul's trying to say. We're in a spiritual war against demonic spirits. And it's no game, it's no joke. Sad, but telling, revealing, exposing. This is the bottom line. Again, horror movies, all of that trash, get away from it. Don't open the door. People are going to call me crazy. You think everything's demonic? Say whatever you want. I can care less. I'm telling you right now, you will be demonized if you get involved in this type of activity, in this paranormal investigating, and this movies, all these demonic stuff. I'll keep blowing the trumpet. You don't have to follow the channel. You can unsubscribe if you don't like it. I'm going to keep blowing the trumpet and warning people and seeing people come out of this lifestyle because it's no game. It's no joke. We're live Monday and Tuesday. We teach you the Bible every single week, verse by verse. We do a podcast every single Tuesday with brand new guests on. So check out that stuff, the other videos. Pray about becoming a monthly partner. And I also have a book. Well, it's called How to Cast Out Demons in the description that talks all about this in greater detail. Sad video to make, but it's a warning to everybody. And we'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.